Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day we draw the line in the sand. There are two types of people in this world, those who make excuses and those who make results. And let me tell you something, results don't take days off. We live in a world that wants you to slow down. Society feeds you comfort, distraction, and reasons to settle. They tell you, take a break, you deserve it. But let me ask you, do you deserve it? Have you truly earned the life you dream of? See, champions don't wait for permission to be great. They don't negotiate with their goals. They don't take days off because their dreams don't take days off. Commitment is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's easy to be excited at the beginning of a journey when motivation is high and the vision is fresh. But the real test isn't in the starting line. It's in the grind, in the moments when convenience tempts you to slow down, to take a break, to step back just a little. That's where most people fail. Not because they lack ability, but because they choose what's easy over what's necessary. The truth is, anything worth having demands relentless commitment. When you look at the highest achievers in any field, they aren't necessarily the most gifted or the luckiest. They are simply the ones who decided day in and day out that their mission mattered more than their mood. They don't operate on feelings, they operate on standards. Commitment says, I'll do it when I feel like it. Commitment says, I'll do it no matter what. That difference is everything. Most people set goals, but very few commit to them. That's why the gyms are full in January and empty by March. It's why people start businesses, but when the first obstacle comes, they quit and say, wasn't meant to be. It's why dreams die, not because they were impossible, but because someone chose comfort over the challenge. And here's the hard truth. Every time you choose convenience, you weaken your ability to follow through. You teach your mind that it's okay to negotiate with your goals, that your promises to yourself don't really matter, and if you can't trust yourself to show up, who will? Commitment isn't just about showing up when things are going well, it's about showing up when everything in you wants to quit. It's about waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's about pushing through discomfort, rejection, failure, and fatigue. It's about ignoring the voice in your head that says, take it easy, because deep down you know that ease is the enemy of excellence. Every time you push past the urge to quit, you strengthen your identity as someone who follows through. You build resilience, discipline, and a mindset that refuses to settle. The most dangerous thing in life isn't failure, it's settling for less than what you're capable of. And that happens when you let convenience dictate your actions. The road to success is filled with resistance. And that resistance is supposed to be there. It's the price of entry. It weeds out the people who aren't serious, who want the reward but aren't willing to pay the price. If you're truly committed, nothing will stop you. Not the weather, not your mood, not other people's opinions. You'll find a way because commitment doesn't negotiate. It doesn't look for the easy way out. It doesn't wait for motivation. It moves forward, relentlessly, no matter the circumstances. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or resources. It's a decision to be committed no matter what. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in human achievement. It has the ability to turn small efforts into massive results, to transform ordinary people into extraordinary performers, and to create an unstoppable force that propels success forward. The challenge, however, is that momentum does not come easily. It must be built, nurtured, and protected because once lost, it can take tremendous effort to regain. At the core of momentum is consistency. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to forward motion. The problem is that most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They assume that one workout won't make a difference, that one extra sales call doesn't matter, that one skipped practice session won't affect the outcome. But success isn't built on single actions, it's built on patterns. One effort leads to another, and as they compound, they create an energy that becomes almost impossible to stop. Momentum is what separates the winners from the quitters. When you commit to showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, you create an upward spiral. The work you put in today makes tomorrow's work easier. The more you push, the stronger you become. The stronger you become, the easier it is to keep pushing. But the moment you break the pattern, the opposite effect takes place. When you stop, even for a short time, inertia begins to pull you backward. The workouts become harder, the motivation fades, and the excuses pile up. Before you know it, you're struggling to get back to where you once were. The challenge with momentum is that it demands discipline in the early stages. At first, the work feels heavy and the progress feels slow. It's like pushing a massive boulder uphill. Every step takes effort, and there are moments when it feels like nothing is happening. This is where most people give up. They expect immediate results and get discouraged when things don't move as quickly as they'd like. But those who understand momentum know that the hardest part is the beginning. Once the boulder starts rolling, it takes far less effort to keep it moving. Success in any field follows this exact pattern. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders all understand that consistency is the key to unlocking momentum. They don't take breaks when they feel tired. They don't stop when they don't see immediate rewards. They trust the process, knowing that every effort, no matter how small, is adding to their momentum. Momentum also breeds confidence. When you start seeing progress, it fuels your belief in what's possible. A single win leads to another, and suddenly you're no longer questioning whether you can succeed. You know you can. This confidence becomes a driving force, making it even easier to keep moving forward. The danger, however, is in letting small breaks turn into long pauses. It's in allowing distractions, setbacks, or temporary failures to derail progress. Momentum does not discriminate. It works both ways. If you're not pushing forward, you're slipping backward. The choice is always yours. Discipline is often seen as restrictive, as something that limits freedom by imposing rules, structure, and hard work. But the reality is the exact opposite. Discipline is the very thing that creates freedom, the freedom to live life on your own terms, the freedom to achieve what others only dream of, and the freedom to become the person you were meant to be. Without discipline, freedom is an illusion, a concept that exists only in theory, but never in practice. Most people crave freedom, but they reject discipline because it feels uncomfortable. They want financial freedom, but they don't want to save, invest, or work extra hours. They want physical freedom, the ability to move, to feel strong, to be healthy, but they don't want to train, eat clean, or make sacrifices. They want success in their careers or businesses, but they aren't willing to put in the hours, to develop their skills, or to show up consistently. They believe freedom comes from doing what they want, whenever they want, but that's not freedom, that's chaos. True freedom comes from having the power to control your own destiny. And that only happens when you have the discipline to do what's necessary, not just what's easy. Discipline is what allows a person to rise above mediocrity. It is what separates those who simply wish for success from those who actually achieve it. The people who have mastered their craft, who have built wealth, who have sculpted their bodies, who have created legacies, none of them got there by accident. They got there because they showed up every single day, regardless of how they felt. They had the discipline to push through boredom, fatigue, and discomfort. And because of that, they earned the kind of freedom that others never will. Freedom without discipline leads to self-destruction. A person who eats whatever they want, whenever they want, without discipline, loses the freedom to enjoy good health. A person who spends money recklessly without discipline loses the freedom to live without financial stress. A person who refuses to put in the work to master their skills loses the freedom to choose their own career path. In every area of life, a lack of discipline leads to limitation. At its core, discipline is about control. Control over your time, your habits, your mind, and your actions. When you control these things, you control your results. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances, waiting for luck or motivation to guide your path. You become the architect of your own success, and that is the ultimate form of freedom. The greatest leaders, athletes, and entrepreneurs understand this truth. They don't view discipline as a burden. They see it as the price of entry for a life of limitless possibilities. They know that the ability to delay gratification, to make sacrifices, and to stay consistent is what allows them to achieve at the highest level. The more disciplined they are, the more freedom they create for themselves in the future. Growth is never comfortable. It is a process that demands sacrifice, discomfort, and the willingness to push beyond what feels safe. Most people avoid pain, believing that it is a sign to stop, to retreat, or to choose an easier path. But pain is not the enemy. Pain is the proof that transformation is happening. Every major breakthrough in life, whether physical, mental, or emotional, is preceded by struggle. Those who achieve greatness are not the ones who avoid pain, but the ones who embrace it, lean into it, and use it as fuel. The process of growth is no different than breaking down a muscle to make it stronger. If you want to build strength, you have to push past your limits, lifting heavier than before, tearing the muscle fibers so they can rebuild stronger. If you stop when it burns, when it aches, when fatigue sets in, you will never reach your full potential. The same principle applies to every aspect of life. Challenges, failures, and moments of doubt are not there to break you. They are there to forge you into something greater. Every struggle is a test, a chance to prove to yourself that you can handle more than you think. People who resist the pain of growth stay stuck. They remain in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and patterns that hold them back because change feels too difficult. But the pain of staying the same is far worse than the pain of growth. There is nothing more frustrating than knowing you are capable of more, but choosing comfort over progress. Growth hurts, but stagnation is suffocating. The discomfort of pushing yourself is temporary, but the regret of not doing so lasts forever. The mind is designed to seek comfort, to protect you from discomfort and difficulty. But comfort is a trap. It lulls people into complacency, convincing them that they can wait, that they can take it easy, that tomorrow is a better time to start. The problem is that tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, and before they know it, life has passed them by. The only way to break this cycle is to rewire the mind to associate pain with progress, to see struggle as a sign that you are on the right path. The greatest achievers in history understood this. They did not succeed because they had an easier path. They succeeded because they endured more, pushed further, and refused to let pain stop them. They saw discomfort as a requirement, not a roadblock. They knew that on the other side of struggle was transformation. There will always be a choice. Embrace the pain of growth or accept the pain of staying the same. One leads to strength, confidence, and a life of fulfillment. The other leads to frustration, regret, and unrealized potential. Pain is inevitable, but progress is optional. The ones who embrace it, who welcome the struggle, are the ones who rise above the rest. Imagine for a moment that you could meet the version of yourself 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. This future you has experienced everything you will go through. The successes, the failures, the highs, the lows, and has been shaped by every choice you make today. What do they see when they look back on your current life? Are they proud of the decisions you're making? Do they feel empowered by the actions you've taken, or do they feel regret for the opportunities you missed, the potential you didn't fully realize? Your future self is always watching, always aware of the choices you're making in the present. Whether you're working hard to build the life you envision or you're coasting, waiting for things to fall into place, your future self is a direct result of the effort, or lack thereof, that you put in today. Every time you choose to put off your goals, to make excuses, or to take the easy way out, your future self takes a step backward. But every time you push through discomfort, commit to your vision, and take action, you are moving closer to the life you desire. There's no such thing as a neutral choice. Everything you do has a ripple effect. The small, seemingly insignificant decisions add up over time to create the life you lead. Think about your habits, what you eat, how you exercise, how you spend your time, how you manage your money. The choices you make today will determine the person you become tomorrow. The future version of yourself will either thank you for your discipline, your focus, and your commitment, or they will resent you for the days you wasted, the chances you didn't take, and the dreams you let fade into the background. This is why the stakes are so high. It's not just about what you want in the moment. It's about who you're becoming with every action you take. Your future self is counting on you to do the hard work now so they can live the life you envision together. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you need to make choices that align with that vision. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your future is a distant concept, that it will take care of itself. But in reality, your future is built by the decisions you make today. Your future self is relying on you to show up, to push through the tough times, and to stay true to the goals that matter most. The beauty of this idea is that you have the power to shape your future every single day. With every choice, every habit, every action, you are deciding what your life will look like. If you're not satisfied with where you are right now, ask yourself, what can I do today to make sure that my future self looks back with gratitude? What sacrifices am I willing to make now to ensure that my future is filled with abundance, happiness, and fulfillment? Your future self is a reflection of who you are becoming today. And the most empowering part is that you're in control. You can create a future that exceeds your wildest expectations, but it starts with the choices you make right now. Your future self is watching, and they're counting on you to show up,